Hey, it's live with Brian. It's on PsychUps. Yes. And today I know I'm late. I'm coming in a little late today, so sorry about that. Just going to give you a quick tip. We're working on a deal right now. We're helping one of our students. So if you ever find a house where the seller wants some money down and you have a deal where they want, 10, 20, 25, 30,000 down, and you don't know if it's a deal or not, sometimes there's two ways to approach this. You can get the money from your buyer if you can find a buyer in time. Okay, so what we usually do is if we need to come up with a big down payment for a seller or any down payment, we will write in clause 18 on the contract. We'll write in seller shall allow buyer access to property for showings prior to closing. Seller shall allow buyer access to property for showings prior to closing. Then you give yourself 30 days to close, and then you show the property as soon as you get it as soon as you own it. Okay, so it's going to take about a week to run the title, set up the closing, get your seller in there, close the deal with your attorney or title company. Then you own the house. Then you can start showing it and collect a big down payment from somebody, a big option deposit. You can use that option deposit to pay your seller or even to pay closing costs. So sometimes if you're tight on cash initially, you can set it up this way and get the money from your buyer. Sometimes if the seller wants money and you don't know if it's a good deal or not, and especially if it's a more expensive home, so you're not sure if you're going to be able to find somebody in the 700 to million plus price range. Maybe you got a seller who's real motivated, they're willing to give you their house, but are you going to be able to find a buyer and give them a little down? So that's where you can run a blind ad. And then we've done this a lot. We go on Craigslist and we actually run an ad on Craigslist and don't put the address in, but we put the asking purchase price of the house and we put the monthly payment because we're trying to test the market and see if that individual exists out there right now and is going to come to us and find us. And so if they do, if we get a whole bunch of calls, and I wasn't sure about the property and we get like 10 calls and 2 or 3 are qualified, I know we got a great deal. I'm going to try to close with one of them and collect their non-refundable option deposit quickly. Okay. Now, if we get nothing, and this was a deal. We actually went to New Mexico to do an at-home visit or whatever for 3 days where we spent this time with one of the students. And we had a deal like this. It was the Zestimate actually said $1,050,000. But they were willing to sell it to us for like $790 or like $700, and then we were going to ask $799. So give ourselves $100,000 spread. Still give the buyer a great deal, but we didn't know there's not that many buyers up in that price range. So we ran a blind ad, and we got 2 responses. One of them wanted it. So we basically found our buyer on this blind ad that ended up buying the property, and that gave us the confidence to move forward with it and give the seller the down payment. So it all worked out, but it only worked out because we knew we had a buyer. And when you know you have a buyer, that gives you a lot of confidence to close with your seller. So this is a way to find a buyer before you even close with your seller if you're not 100% sure about the deal for any reason whatsoever. Okay, so I'm smart about deals. Guys, you keep listening to me here and you keep following your what to say and what to do system, you're going to be really smart about deals. So let's say I'm smart about deals. That's our affirmation for today. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm smart about deals. I'm smart about deals. I'm smart about deals. Yes. All right. Good job. 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Good. Hold it a little bit and let it go. Another deep breath. Good. And let it go. Relax. That's always good. And one more. All right. Great job. Let it go. Okay. And I have an awesome weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, and taking